Hello and welcome to the show. As you may know, Kit Plus TV is supported by Mediaproxy, and each week we tell you a bit about them and the services they offer. One such mention you may have heard is, and if you're looking to replace your Volicon system, team up with the global leader in compliance.
Yeah, even though it's been around 18 months since the end of Volicon, people still talk about Volicon replacements. So today we're joined by Raj Patel from Mediaproxy, who is going to explain it all to us.
Welcome to the show, Raj.
Hi, Simon. Hi, Matt.
Good to have you with us again. So, Raj, surely the compliance market is changing as broadcasters move away from SDI and even transport streams over IP to more of a media over IP infrastructure. So why do we even need a Volicon replacement?
This is the big question. You know, we see a lot of new entrants in the market, and all they're offering is a simple Volicon replacement. You know, we've always supported SDI and transport stream. You know, from the days when we first started with VHS tapes, but now people are, as you say, moving to media over IP. So we already support 2110, 2022-6, and 7, and even NDI, you know. So it's not just about what we're saying to customers. Don't look at the future. Don't look at SDI and TS over IP now. What are you going to do in 6 months' time, a year's time? That's what the future holds. So that's what we're saying, you know, think. So ours is not a Volicon replacement. You know, as a company, we've always said, let's work with our customers and look 6 months to a year ahead of where they want to use our product. You know, when you have a compliance recorder, you get this rich archive of everything you've played out. And why not let the editorial, the promo, the news department use this instead of just sitting in an archive shelf? You know, these days you and I see that broadcasters, we were talking earlier, you know, broadcasters are no longer playing out, but giving it to playout providers who, you know, so it's OTT, linear, VOD. And what the content provider wants to do is look at the integrity and the quality of their product, make sure that the picture quality, you know, are the graphics being played out? That's why you need a compliance system. But it's no longer just an engineering tool. It's not just a compliance tool. It actually becomes a tool that's used by many departments within the company, in the broadcast facility. And what we're saying is, you know, this is why it's not a Volicon replacement, and we're not a Volicon replacement. And to that fact, we've actually got a very rich API that customers and partners can use to integrate all their data and other systems to integrate with us, so they get an all-round encompassing solution.
So I guess, I mean, if it's been 18 months since the end of Volicon, you're saying, yeah, you're not only a replacement, you know, the product has obviously evolved. What's changed? What are you looking at since, you know, over those 18 months?
So we're looking at remote working a lot now. So with its low bandwidth, and we're browser based. So if you remember, when we had the first lockdown, engineers and operators were able to work from home because of the low bandwidth we supply, and it's all browser based. People were we were setting up compliance systems at home, effectively monitoring, you know, setting up a network control room or a MCR where they could look at the feeds and make sure what was going on. If you look, one of our customers is not allowing staff back into the facility until next year, and that's going to change because as we're going into lockdown today, you know, so our system allows people to work remotely, which has now become really important.
Most manufacturers have a big announcement at NAB and IBC, and of course we missed both of those two shows. What's new that Mediaproxy might have been releasing or talking about at IBC that we've just missed?
So we've now got full support in our product for ZigZ and HLS and SRT. These are the new sort of standards and video platforms where you get sources from. So we're supporting all of those. as I say, NDI, we saw NDI as many customers would use that as an infrastructure instead of following SIMT with their big standards. So we've got full support for that as well. And most of our thing has been just to clear up our development so that we're ready for new customers to come on board and discuss with us what they would like from their what they would like from us for compliance. As I said, compliance is a boring bit. You're recording, Ofcom or your regulator's going to walk in and say, show us this, and that's fine. The interesting part is now the monitoring, because you're handing over that content to someone else to play out. You want to make sure they make you look good. That's the thing, not about just, So we're doing a lot of work with partners to make sure that all the integration works. And the biggest thing to say is our API, which now is feature rich. And one of the things that we've really done is our exception based. So if you've got a channel count over hundreds of channels, you can't get eyes to look at all the pictures. So what we've done is we've set up flags where people can say red or green, and then operators just see red or green. If they see a red, they know they can deep dive into it and find out what's actually going on. And that's the biggest thing we've done that really improves our feature.
So before we let you go, this is the usual question. You alluded to something earlier regarding Pointless, but yeah, we're an industry about people and relationships, and we're asking all of our guests to tell us something about themselves that we or your colleagues at Mediaproxy or anyone else in the industry might not know about you. So tell us a bit more about this Pointless remote audition that you've been doing.
So I think I must have mentioned my wife's American, and since she's been living here, at 5 o'clock she stops for a cup of tea and biscuits to watch Pointless. And she said to me, do you mind if we go on this? And I looked at her and went, you got to be joking. And suddenly I got an email back from Endemol saying, can you fill in this form? Because your wife's filled it for me. And then we during the first lockdown, because you're not allowed to go in the studio, we had auditions over Zoom. And we got selected. Now, to make matters worse, her kids are grown up and they're still in the US and married with their children. They all sit down and watch it on YouTube as well. So you can imagine. So,
good. Well, let's hope you find that Pointless answer, eh?
Exactly. When can we expect to see this, Raj?
It's a funny one because what they've said is that they record from November to February, and then it'll be probably next summer, I think, when the show will be played out. But one of the questions they ask you is, what do you want to win? What would you do with the money? And I'm like, forget the money. It's not, I just want the trophy.
Thanks for watching today, and thanks for Raj from Mediaproxy for coming on the show. To see all of our video interviews and kit reviews, then head over to Kit Plus TV, which is brought to you with the support of Mediaproxy, and you can find out more about them at mediaproxy.com. Thanks for watching.